Hello everybody, it's about that time. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Today I do appreciate you stopping by. Today's beer, and guys, I'm probably going to butcher this up because these guys are out of Sweden. It's D-U-G-G-E-S, Dougies, probably Dougies. And it's a collaboration beer with Stillwater. This is their Speyside Cacao. And what this is, guys, is a big whopping 14% alcohol by volume monster beer here, guys. It's a collaboration brew, like I said, and whiskey barrel aged chocolate stout brewed with cocoa, coconut, and vanilla. So, very big beer in a very little bottle, which is probably all you're going to need, basically, for a 14%er. I don't even think it's 12 ounces, maybe 11 point something, I'm not sure here. Not seeing that written on here, but it looks like yeah, it is 11.2 fluid ounces, 14% alcohol. I didn't see IBUs or anything. This was sent to me by my brother Rico, and he writes on this one, Imperial Chocolate Stout brewed with cocoa, coconut, and vanilla, aged in the Speyside whiskey barrels. Collaboration brew, sold in singles, purchased last week, and it was $10 for a bottle. And the brewery is out of Landvetter, Sweden. So, Rico, thanks again, my brother. I do appreciate it. Awesome beers you send me, always, guy. Don't buy a lot of imported beers anymore. You don't see these in Kroger's or anywhere other than a craft beer store, guys. And depending on distribution, whether they would even show up here or not. Rico seems to be able to get his hands on a lot more stuff, being up there, New Jersey / New York area. A lot of beers go to New York. They don't go a lot of other places. So this is a big beer, a big monster beer, and I don't think there's anything else we need to talk about. Let me jump over to Untapped. They say together with Stillwater, artisanal ale, we made a better beer inspired by everyone's favorite candy. We made a chocolate bar in a bottle. Then we aged that beer in Speyside whiskey barrels. Absolutely divine. So, sounds awesome, guys. It really does. So, that's all we need to talk about. So, let's get this thing down here and get the opener where we can see what's going on inside the bottle. Nice hiss, a little bit of smoke. And let's get this 11.2 ounces down in here. We're going to go right straight down the center, being a 14%er, and see if it generates any head at all. It doesn't look like that's going to happen, guys. And it doesn't. Straight down the center, the beer is not even hardly covering the top of the beer in the glass. So there you go. That's what 11.2 ounces looks like in the glass, in the snifter glass here. Over to the light. It's pretty dark, guys. I'm not seeing any at all. Looks pretty much like a stout does, most of them. To the nose we go. Oh, wow. I'm getting a little bit of the whiskey barrels, but guys, I'm getting a big butterscotch nose. And that, everybody knows what that means. That's diacetyl. Yeah, the butterscotch is pretty strong on this one. That's a shame. I am getting a little roasted malt in there. There is a hint of some alcohol, being 14%. Kind of hard to hard that. Well, I'm very disappointed that it's got that much butterscotch. But it does. Big time butterscotch. They got a little bit of something going on. Usually that disappears during the fermentation process. But it's there. And maybe it's a combination of the vanilla and the cocoa, maybe even some coffee. It doesn't say whether it's brewed with any coffee. And it's very, very sweet smelling. But the butterscotch is there. I'm not going to lie to you guys. So let's give it a whirl, see what we got. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Rico. I will say this, it's very sweet, like a candy bar. A lot of chocolate, more of a milk chocolate than a bittersweet chocolate. The whiskey is there. I mean, the butterscotch aroma and taste is not going to hurt you, basically. But it is very prominent. And a lot of times when they start making this style, candy bar in a glass, milk chocolate taste, and they're throwing in some coconut and vanilla and all that, I mean, it could possibly lead to simulating some butterscotch, I guess. It's possible. It's possible. Usually means it's diacetyl, which is, I want to say an infection, but something has not gone quite right with the brewing process, because it usually dissipates during that. But still smells fairly tasty, smells fairly wonderful. And like I said, it may be something that's come together with the particular ingredients that they've used. But 14%, there is a little booziness in the nose. But it's really not that off-putting. It's still fairly tasty. Of course, I like butterscotch. I've always liked butterscotch candy. It's not bad. But there is some diacetyl going on with this beer. So, it's right out of the fridge. Maybe we can sip on it for a little bit and let it come up to room temperature. Some of that will dissipate. We shall see. Still a tasty beer, guys. It really is. I don't want to say that I wouldn't buy it because of that, but it is there. And like I said, it's not going to hurt you. You're just going to be aware of it as you, especially if you're used to drinking imperial stouts and stuff like that. You're going to be able to smell it and you're going to be able to taste it. But I mean, butterscotch is a candy, so it's like maybe a process of what the ingredients they've used, like I said. So, well, let's sip on this instead of me sitting here rambling on, and we'll see what it ends up being. I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here, but sitting on it about an hour. The butterscotch is not quite as strong as it was when I first put it in there, but it is still there, guys. And like I said earlier, it may be a combination of what they were going for with all the candy bar tastes and cocoa and chocolate and coconut and vanilla. That may be leading to what I am tasting as far as the butterscotch notes go. But they're still there. I mean, I have to say that there is some kind of diacetyl going on with the beer. But it's still a very tasty beer. I am definitely getting the whiskey notes. I'm getting the cocoa. I'm getting the chocolate. I'm getting vanilla and the coconut. And just a hint of the alcohol being at 4%, which is kind of hard to hide. Still kind of tasty though. I mean, it's not enough butterscotch to deter me from enjoying this beer. So I've had worse, but I've had a whole lot of them that doesn't have that. So it is like a candy bar in a glass with a slight hint of some butterscotch. So, final chug. Last chug was really pleasant. Not as much butterscotch as the first sip or two or three. Decent beer, guys. I think it's probably well-made beer, being a collaboration with Stillwater and these guys over there in Sweden. But I am tasting a little bit of that butterscotch or diacetyl as it is, but not enough to be super off-putting. If you didn't know a lot about beer making and brewing, you would probably think that's just part of the taste of the beer. To be honest about it, though, I am going a little bit below the grade because of the diacetyl that I am getting, but I still think it's a well-made beer. I'm gonna give it an A-, 90 from me, guys. That's where I'm gonna put it, A-. Over to Beer Advocate, they have it at 4.3 out of 5. So good numbers there. That's in their solid A category. So maybe I got, maybe it's a bad batch or maybe it's a bad bottle. I'm not exactly sure how to grade that. And over to Untapped, they have it also at 4.35, which is in their A category also. So I'm going a little bit below the grade because of the diacetyl that I am getting on the beer, but still, it wasn't off-putting enough where I did not enjoy the beer, and I thought it was fairly tasty. So, with that being said, if you had this one from Dudges, not sure how to pronounce that word, D-U-G-G-E-S, and Stillwater. Let me know what you think. Until we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.